Welcome, Libra and Libra cross watchers, to your love reading for this month. So we have the overall energy here is the Hanged Man reverse, and then we're going to look at what each of you is thinking and feeling about each other in the situation, and then each of your actions or intentions towards the other person. So we're going to start with you, Libra. What's going on in Libra's headspace? If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back, Libra or Libra cross watchers. So, what's in Libra's headspace? So we have the Page of Cups and Libra's heart space. What are you feeling? What's Libra feeling about the situation? What's Libra feeling about the situation? Oh, got a few cards there. Wow. Okay, so we got the Lovers, the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. So from what I'm seeing, and I won't get into it too much until all the cards are out, but it feels like your heart is more sure of what than your head is. I feel like you might have some insecurities about what you have to offer. It just feels like to you that it's not enough. I feel like that's what your head is saying anyway. It kind of feels like your heart knows better, but actions or intentions towards Libra's actions or intentions towards. So we have the Four of Swords and the Three of Wands. Well, hold on for a second here. Can we get what's going on in Libra's person's headspace? It looks like you're not really going to be doing much this month. Okay. I think we're about to find out why. Okay. Can we get this one on the Ace of Swords? Okay. So, here's the thing, Libra. I feel like this person, the Four of Pentacles talks about someone that's being really greedy, and the Seven of Cups talks about someone that has a lot of choices but hasn't chosen yet. And I feel like what's kind of going on here is you're feeling a pull towards this person, but it's like something keeps telling you not to. And it's like you feel this like, oh, I got to go do this. And then there's something that kind of dampens that down. And it's like, no, we're not going to do that just yet. And I feel like it's really good that you're listening to that voice that's kind of dampening it down, because from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it's going to start off on the right foot. This person may be really insecure about you. It's really interesting because it's like on your end, you're kind of looking at like, maybe I don't have enough to offer. And on your person's end, they're looking at it like Libra has so many options. It's almost like if you were to approach them, they would think it was some sort of like cruel trick. It's unfortunate that both of you are feeling that kind of like, a little bit not great about what you like separately have to offer, because it feels like the other person feels the same way. However, it feels like you may be a little bit more open to, I mean, it's in the nicest way, but like you seem to be more open to seeing reality than they are. I feel like they're more staunch in their approach, that like, that the only way that you would be interested in someone like them is if it's a game, is if you're trying to get something from them, is if you're trying to get this or that from them, right? for example, if this person has like, they make a lot of money or they have a good job or whatever, they might be looking at it like people have tried to come in and take that from them before. And I feel like that may be how they're looking at the situation, but their heart is like, yeah, but what if, right? It just feels like their head is not cooperating with them right now. So your person, if they feel like they're someone that's very, I wanted to say that like they're complicated, but it feels more that like they make things, and this isn't like being crappy to them, okay? It just feels like they make things complicated because they've been messed around. From what I'm seeing, it looks like they've been screwed around so many times. People have tried to take everything that they've worked for, probably, consistently. I feel like people have taken advantage of their generosity before, and that's made them like really, really suspicious of people's motives. Almost to the point that like, they might start hiding the fact that they have like a certain level of wealth. They want to see if people would still be around them if they didn't have all of that. Can we get a card on this person's, just on this Four of Pentacles up here? Can we get a card on the Four of Pentacles? So we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and then we have the Father, that would be the King of Swords, and the Three of Wands, and you have the Three of Wands up here. So, it feels like this is someone, they have a really like eyes that pierce into your soul. It feels like if this person is looking at you and they're angry, it would be like, it would almost kind of be like so intense that you'd have to put your hand up and be like, I just have to block that energy right now, because it would be so focused and so intense if this person, if you were someone that they didn't like. And I feel like because they have been messed around so many times, there's a certain element of that, like them looking at you like they hate you sometimes. Hang on, not because they do, but it's like they feel that they have to, or they've developed this defense mechanism that they have to look at other people around them or new people through that lens, so that they can make sure that they're not getting screwed around. I think it was Littlefinger that said, when I'm trying to figure out someone's motives, I think about what's the worst possible reason they could be doing what they're doing. And I feel like that's what this person does. And so when someone new enters their life, they look at it like, what's the worst possible reason this person could be doing this? And then they safeguard themselves against that. And then and only then does this person kind of start to acknowledge that other people are there or trying to make an entrance or whatever it is, right? But they feel that they have to safeguard themselves. It may feel kind of personal. It may feel kind of hurtful, especially for, someone like you. I feel like that's not how you operate at all. But I mean, from what I'm seeing, it that defense mechanism, it wasn't put there by you, and will, if the two of you start to interact, that may be coming in your direction, but it's like that anger, that frustration, that protective energy is not, it wasn't meant for you. You know what I mean? It's like here you're coming in looking for love, and this person's wondering what your angle is, what you're trying to get out of them. Okay. So I think we're going to use a different deck for you. Can we get one on this Page of Cups, please? Can we get one on the Page of Cups? Okay, so that's the Seven of Swords, and then if you'll remember, the Seven of Swords are at the bottom of the deck here. And then the Three of Swords at the bottom. Uh, listen, I'm just going to be honest about what I'm seeing. I feel like this person is looking at you like if you come in and you try to do something, they're going to break your heart. And they seem to feel that they are more capable of doing that to you than you are capable of doing that to them. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's true, but that's how they see it. And it's not necessarily that each of you or one of you is more capable. It's that they're more willing to do what needs to be done. They feel like somebody that can be very hard, if ever you've heard the phrase, I'm just going to say hard man because but please take that as however this person identifies. Like they seem like a very hard-nosed individual, we'll say it that way. And I feel like they may have been hurt to the point that now if somebody else comes at them, they feel completely justified in doing this. It's kind of it feels like the type of energy that, because they act that way, they push away healthy relationships. And the only people that are going to kind of stick around are the ones that are actually looking to get something out of them. You know what I mean? They're the only ones that are going to put up with that crap because they're not there to be loved. They're there for something. Can we get something on this Seven of Cups over here? Oh, just looked like, oh, one of the cards is flipped. Okay. Five of Pentacles. So, wow. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the World, and the Seven of Cups. Okay. It feels like this person has listen, to their credit, I feel like I've been talking a lot of snarky stuff about them. And that's not my intention. To this person's credit, I feel like if they were down on their luck or they didn't have the greatest start in life, I feel like they have forced the Wheel of Fortune to turn in their favor through sheer will alone. I feel like this is somebody that has one of those indomitable wills that if they want to go somewhere, if they want to do something, if they have a goal, they want to, bring something into their life, there's not a person alive that can take that from them or can stop them. That's kind of it's like there's somebody that is persistent and consistent and nobody can tell them that they can't do something. It's like if you try to tell this person they can't do something, well, I mean, you might have just challenged them to do it. Not you might have. You did. I feel like they know what they really do know what they're capable of in terms of achieving things. And so it's like, if somebody tells them that they can't do something, but they weren't going to do it anyway, I feel like they just don't care. But if they're going to do something and somebody tells them that they can't do it, it's like, well, now they're going to do it and they're going to do a little something extra on top of it. For example, if they're in a race, let's say they're in a, 500-meter race or something like that. And somebody says to them, you're not even going to finish that race. This person's like, oh, I'm going to finish it. They say to themselves, oh, you think so, eh? And it's like, not only will they finish that race, they're going to place it, in that race. They're going to win or nearly win. It's not because they're this amazing athlete. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. It's just an example, right? It's because they'll look at it and be like, okay, I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to train. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be consistent, and they're going to work for it. And that's how they've built everything in their life. And I feel like because they've had to work that way, everything that they've built feels like it's a part of them. Excuse me. So it's like when people try to take away from them what they've worked to build, it feels like someone's trying to take a part of them away, steal a part of their soul. And that's why they're so defensive about it. Because it's like all of those things that they've built in their life, it's this element of maybe the thing that they got, let's say they got a medal from that race, that medal doesn't really feel like it matters to them. It's like they wouldn't really even care if they lost it. It's what that medal meant to them and what they built in themselves to get that medal. In that, they don't want people. That's why they're protective of the medal, not because, they want to bring it out and parade it around and all that type of crap. I feel like other people's accolades don't really mean much to this person. It's almost like, let's say they win that race and everybody's clapping and whatever, and they're like, yeah, okay, thanks. And they're just kind of huffing and puffing, walking around. It doesn't mean anything to them. They don't get any validation out of other people telling them that they're doing well. But they sure do get some motivation when people tell them that they can't do something. So, we're going to get another card on this Three of Wands at the bottom here. Four of Cups reversed. It does feel a little bit like you're being left out in the cold. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of seeing that if this person doesn't soften a little bit, that they might end up kind of, spoiling this with you. The Four of Cups, when it's upright, it talks about like feeling like what is on offer is being ignored. Almost kind of like feeling disappointed that you don't have everything that you need, but the one thing that you're missing is sitting here being offered to you. I feel like whatever that is, it's not really on offer just yet. I feel like part of you, like you occasionally wonder what you're waiting for. And it's almost like, and then that thought almost immediately is replaced by, just give it a minute. And it's not that you're, you have to sit in place, you have to wait for this, you have to do this, you have to do that. It actually feels like, even if nothing comes, it feels like you're in a really good place. And it's like maybe you've built similar things in your life the way this person has, but you don't seem to feel like you have to hold on to them so tightly. It feels like this person may have built them very solitary, but I feel like you've done it very differently. It doesn't mean that you haven't had to work hard and do things on your own, all that type of stuff, okay? It just feels like you're not someone that worries about not having or like lacking in things, right? Whereas they feel like if they lose one thing that they have or that they've built, they have to build that part of themselves back up again. And it's like, yeah, you have a lot of those things, but that validation isn't, you're not validated in the same way that they are. It's like you would still, you just seem to be a bit easier on yourself, if that makes sense. That doesn't feel like I quite hit the nail on the head. It's like they need certain accomplishments to make them feel like they have this, they've made it, they've this, they've that. I feel like it's just not how you live your life. Doesn't mean you don't build things. Clearly you have. It just feels like you're not in a place where you feel like you have to prove other people wrong. Not anymore. If you did before. What's this Ace of Swords here? This idea. Here's the thing. I feel like this person is kind of at odds with themselves of feeling like they have to be really secretive and almost with like a touch of manipulation, I'll be honest with you. And to getting people to give up the goods first before they do. And I feel like they're in this battle of like, that has to stop. But it's working. And the other side of that coin is like, well, why would it stop if it's working for me? Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like somebody seems to come along. It could be like a younger sibling or a cousin, somebody that this person has an exceptional, like your person has an exceptional amount of affection for. And I feel like this person comes in and it's like they seem to have the happiness that your person is working for, but they have so much less. And it's almost like your person starts looking at things like, if this person can have the happiness that I'm seeking and they only have one coin, it's almost this energy of like your person is saying to themselves like, how am I looking at things wrong so that I'm still in this energy even though I have a ton and they have a little bit and they're happier than I am? Why are they happier? Why do they get to have that? I feel like there's a little bit of anger and resentment there. I'm going to be honest. I feel like your person didn't have the best, this may not be for everybody, but it feels like they maybe didn't have the best upbringing. And it's like they've had to fight tooth and nail for everything, or at least that's how they see it. And I feel like, and there's something about this person, maybe they haven't had it easy either, right? If they're a younger sibling or something, they might have been raised in similar circumstances. And I feel like that seems to be a bit of a turning point here where your person starts looking at things like they don't have to hold on to things quite so tightly in order to actually hang on to them. So I think I'll leave it there, Libra. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.